Hey, Cowboys Nation, this is Cowboys Wire News, your home for breaking news, smart analysis, rumors, and film room insights. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a snap. Let's talk America's team. The rumor mill in Dallas has exploded overnight, and fans are already losing their minds. Word on the street is that Justin Simmons, yes, the Justin Simmons, could be heading to the Cowboys, and if this pans out, it could completely transform their secondary. Imagine it, a player renowned for his instinctive reads, ball-hawking skills, and uncanny ability to turn the tide of a game, landing in a defense that's been desperate for leadership and reliability in the back end. Cowboys insiders are allegedly buzzing about meetings behind closed doors, with sources hinting that the front office is exploring every avenue to make this happen before the trade deadline. And while nothing is official yet, the mere possibility has sent social media into a frenzy. Cowboys fans, who have long endured inconsistent coverage, are suddenly daydreaming about interceptions, game-saving tackles, and a defensive unit that finally commands respect across the league. Simmons isn't just a player. He's the kind of name that brings attention, energy, and swagger. And if even a fraction of this rumor is true, it could redefine Dallas' identity on defense. The excitement isn't just idle chatter. It's palpable. Conversations in bars, online forums, and locker rooms are already buzzing with speculation about formations, pass coverages, and how he'd fit into the current scheme. Talk of Simmons heading to Dallas has brought with it waves of analysis, predictions, and hot takes. Analysts are drawing comparisons to past blockbuster acquisitions, debating whether his presence alone could turn the Cowboys from a middling defense into one that genuinely contends with the NFC heavyweights. There's chatter that his versatility, able to play deep zones, cover tight ends, and even drift into slot responsibilities, could allow defensive coordinator Dan Quinn to experiment in ways fans have only dreamed about. Some are even whispering that Simmons' leadership and experience in high-pressure games could influence the younger players in a way no rookie or mid-tier signing ever could. The Cowboys front office is reportedly aware of the buzz and may be using it as leverage in negotiations, a tactic to drive urgency while keeping options flexible. On the streets of Dallas, you can feel a mix of disbelief and hope. Some fans are skeptical, claiming it's just another overhyped rumor, while others are already drafting headlines and imagining highlight reels. Even commentators who rarely speculate are tiptoeing around the topic, careful not to dismiss it too quickly, because the potential impact is undeniable. If Simmons does sign, we could be looking at a seismic shift in the league's defensive landscape. There's also the financial dimension that's causing whispers among insiders. Simmons, as a top-tier safety, comes with a price tag, and the Cowboys' salary cap situation isn't exactly flush. Yet rumors suggest that creative contract structuring, incentives, and perhaps even a clever trade could make it feasible. If true, this could mark one of the boldest moves by Dallas in recent memory, a statement of intent not just to compete, but to dominate. Pundits are theorizing about the domino effect, how this signing could impact other NFC teams, alter draft priorities, and shift the balance of power. Could the Cowboys suddenly be the team others fear when they face the secondary? It's speculation, yes, but it's informed speculation, the kind that keeps Twitter threads alive well into the night. Meanwhile, fans are not just thinking about this season. They're already imagining playoff scenarios, late-game heroics, and how Simmons' presence could give Dak Prescott that extra security and confidence to take risks downfield. The narrative is building quickly, and even skeptics are finding it hard to ignore the allure of what Simmons represents. Beyond the numbers and logistics, there's an almost cinematic element to the story. Picture it, a TNT stadium roaring as Simmons steps onto the field, the defensive alignment shifting under his command, quarterbacks hesitating, receivers second-guessing routes. The Cowboys' defensive coordinator could deploy new coverages that were previously impossible, blending man and zone schemes in ways that baffle offenses. Fans are already theorizing about pivotal moments: Simmons intercepting a pass in the red zone, leading a fourth-quarter drive-ending stop, or even mentoring C.J. Gardner-Johnson into a shutdown corner in the making. The storytelling writes itself, and in the world of social media, that's everything. Clips, GIFs, and highlight compilations are already circulating. Some created purely from imagination, others from past performances, but all contributing to the fever pitch. The rumor has effectively transcended mere speculation. It's becoming a movement, a shared fantasy for Cowboys Nation. who are desperate for a moment that could redefine the franchise. Rumors have also started to take on a self-perpetuating life of their own. Each report seems to spawn a dozen more, fueled by unnamed sources close to the team and insiders who insist, cryptically, that deals like this can happen in a heartbeat. Twitter accounts, fan forums, and even casual group chats have become echo chambers of possibility, debate, and wild projections. Some speculate that the Simmons acquisition is tied to larger strategic moves, including freeing cap space or leveraging other players for trades. Others suggest the signing could be contingent on Simmons' willingness to play in Dallas long-term, hinting at a contract structure that ensures commitment and maximizes performance. The truth, at this stage, is both tantalizingly close and maddeningly distant. What we know for certain is that if Simmons lands in Dallas, it won't just be a player addition, it will be a signal. A signal that the Cowboys are willing to shake things up, make a statement, and invest in defensive dominance in a way that fans have been craving for years. Even amid the speculation, there's the human element, which adds depth to the rumor. Fans and insiders alike are considering how Simmons would adapt to Dallas, how he'd mesh with teammates, and what kind of leadership presence he'd bring to the locker room. Veteran players often have an outsized influence, shaping culture, morale, and even game day decisions. And Simmons' reputation suggests he could be exactly the stabilizing force the Cowboys need. Rumors of his work ethic, game intelligence, and charisma are already circulating, painting a picture of a locker room transformed overnight. It's not just about interceptions or tackles. It's about creating an identity, a defensive backbone that can sustain pressure and consistently perform under scrutiny. And while cynics will point to the logistical hurdles, the salary cap, or the uncertainty inherent in any major move, there's no denying the buzz, the excitement, and the sheer allure of this narrative. Cowboys Nation may be dreaming, but dreams have a way of becoming headlines, and the next few weeks could be defining for both Simmons and the franchise. Speculation around Justin Simmons has taken on a life of its own, with some insiders suggesting that Dallas isn't just looking for a temporary fix. They're aiming for a cultural reset. The idea floating around is that Simmons could become the heartbeat of the secondary, a player who doesn't just make plays, but defines them. Imagine the locker room energy shifting overnight, younger players suddenly looking up to someone with proven playoff experience, veterans rallying around a clear defensive leader, and the coaching staff finally having the kind of reliability they've been craving for years. Some reports hint that Simmons' presence could even allow Dan Quinn to experiment with hybrid packages, blending safety and linebacker roles, creating confusion for opposing offenses. Fans are already drawing up mental highlight reels: Simmons reading quarterbacks, breaking up crucial third-down passes, and leading momentum-changing turnovers. The social media chatter is relentless, with hashtags trending, TikTok clips speculating on defensive formations, and reaction videos already imagining the first game he suits up for. The rumor, whether true or not, is already altering the perception of the Cowboys' defense, turning skepticism into cautious excitement. Everyone seems to be asking the same question: what could this mean for a team that's been searching for defensive identity for years? Rumors also suggest that Simmons' move to Dallas could ripple far beyond the defensive backfield. Pundits are speculating that his presence might free up the pass rush, giving Micah, Parsons, and the front seven more opportunities to dominate. By having a shutdown safety like Simmons lurking behind them, the Cowboys could theoretically take more risks up front, bringing blitzes and complex schemes that confuse quarterbacks. Analysts are drawing parallels to historical league-shifting acquisitions, pointing out that a single star defender can transform a unit overnight. The fan base, meanwhile, is caught between hope and disbelief. Many are replaying past defensive struggles, imagining the difference one elite safety could make, and debating how this could affect playoff trajectories. Even casual observers are weighing in, wondering if Dallas secondary could suddenly rank among the NFL's elite, a unit feared by offenses coast to coast. Speculation on contract terms, potential trades, and long-term commitment is rampant, with sources hinting that both Simmons and the Cowboys could be motivated by more than just immediate performance. It's about legacy, reputation, and staking a claim in the NFC hierarchy. And fans are hungry for every detail, every whisper, every what-if. The narrative isn't just about tactics or contracts, it's about momentum, perception, and psychological impact. Just the thought of Simmons in a Cowboys uniform sends tremors through the league. According to rumors, and opponents might already be recalibrating game plans in anticipation. Coaches and quarterbacks are theorizing about how to attack a secondary led by someone who sees plays before they happen, anticipates routes with uncanny precision, and thrives in clutch moments. There's also talk of Simmons mentoring emerging talents, molding the next generation of defensive stars, and instilling a sense of discipline and vision that could last long after he's on the field. Cowboys fans, desperate for hope, are reveling in the possibility, sharing highlight clips from past seasons and imagining an entirely new defensive identity. Some speculate that if Simmons thrives, it could even affect draft strategy, reducing the need to invest heavily in the backfield in upcoming seasons. The rumor has evolved into a full-blown storyline, one that combines athletic brilliance, leadership potential, and the thrill of a franchise making a statement. Before we roll on, subscribe to Cowboys Wire News, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Your support keeps the Dallas Cowboys updates coming. Tell us what you think in the comments. Off the field, the Simmons to Cowboys chatter has sparked a wave of economic and cultural speculation. Insiders suggest merchandising, fan engagement, and ticket sales are all projected to surge if the signing materializes, with local businesses and media outlets already preparing for heightened coverage. Some whispers hint that the Cowboys' PR team may be subtly fueling the rumors, testing fan reactions while gauging the excitement level before anything is finalized. The narrative itself is becoming a commodity as content creators, sports analysts, and casual fans alike dissect every nuance of what this potential move represents beyond stats and contracts. It's a story of transformation, ambition, and the pursuit of dominance, with Simmons at the center of the whirlwind. The rumor has taken on mythic qualities, casting him as the savior of a secondary that has long struggled to live up to expectations, and if the deal happens, it could mark the beginning of a new era in Dallas football. Meanwhile, the rumor mill continues to spin wildly around the possible timeline and mechanics of the move. Some reports suggest that preliminary discussions have already occurred, that negotiations are intense, and that both sides are motivated to make a deal happen swiftly. Other whispers are more fantastical, claiming that Simmons himself is intrigued by the opportunity, imagining a city and franchise that could fully embrace his talent and leadership. Fans and analysts alike are piecing together potential scenarios, whether it's a trade, a signing, or a strategic combination of roster moves. The anticipation alone is reshaping expectations. The Cowboys' locker room, according to insiders, is buzzing, with players reportedly speculating on how the new dynamic could enhance defensive cohesion, improve communication, and generate game-changing plays. The rumor has effectively created a narrative that blurs the line between reality and fantasy, fueling conversations, content, and social media frenzy. Finally, the human element, the intrigue, drama, and sheer storytelling potential cannot be ignored. Simmons' possible arrival isn't just a transaction. It's the spark of a larger narrative about leadership, transformation, and ambition. Fans are imagining him walking onto the field in the star-studded uniform, commanding attention and altering games with his instincts and skill. Coaches are theorizing about the strategic possibilities. Teammates are considering the intangible benefits of his presence. And the entire fan base is holding its collective breath, whether the deal materializes or not. The rumor has already succeeded in galvanizing the Cowboys community, reigniting passion for a team that has long sought defensive credibility. It's a story of potential, hope, and the tantalizing prospect of a franchise finally finding its defensive cornerstone. Justin Simmons to the Cowboys may still be a rumor, but in the hearts and minds of fans and insiders, it has already become a legend in the making. That's a wrap from Cowboys Wire News. For breaking Cowboys updates, subscribe, drop a like, and turn on the bell. Tell us your take in the comments.